So as we're looking through these now we're on to the mechanical menu. It's basically a spanner. Set up one. So select folder. That allows you to, it is touchscreen by the way. I've been using the buttons, but you can touchscreen it. You can set folders or create folders to keep your images and videos in specific folders for certain events. If you're on holiday for different days. File numbers, you can continuously have it or you can reset it so it starts back at number 1. Rotating on camera and on the computer, will it automatically rotate when you have images and portrait or landscape? You can turn that on or off. And going through the format card option, I might lose all them amazing selfies I took. Yeah, let's format it. Let's get rid of him. He's all over my phone and my camera and everywhere. Okay, so format, that was the first option. Next menu is number 2. Now this is a good option that you need to look at if you're thinking about live streaming. Make sure to come into here, auto power off, and disable that so it doesn't turn off the camera automatically, because if you're live streaming you don't want the camera turning off. I have it plugged in via a power lead. You can buy a dummy battery for the camera and stream for hours on end. I've streamed up to 3+ hours on this camera without any issues of overheating or anything, so you know, it does it quite well. Display brightness, that's basically how bright you want the screen in the back of the camera. I keep it in the middle, doesn't really matter. Screen off and on. So when you take a photo, do you want the shutter screen to come off, come on? It's like them extra little features that if you're looking through, it can give you a bit of light back, so you can turn that off. And where else do we, so we can press menu to go back. Date and time setting and language setting, fairly straightforward. Video system, depending on your country, PAL or NTSC, you can select from here. Back. Touchscreen control, standard or sensitive. If you have an option, you can, if your screen's not as good as this one, you can do it as sensitive, so very like light touches will sort you out, or you can disable it. Beep, I disable beep. I'm not a big fan of beep 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 and taking a photograph. It basically makes sure you're in focus, that's all it does. Battery info, you can see the type of battery you've got. Right now we're plugged in, so there's not really any information there because it's off a thing. You can do sensor cleaning. So if you're cleaning your sensor on the camera, it opens up, it's a mirror, it's a camera with the DSLR. So it's got a lens in there, a mirror. So you can lift up the mirror when you're cleaning, basically. That's what that does for cleaning purposes. And number 4, now this one, you can use your little menu option here and here as switching buttons. So you can magnify using plus and minus, and that enables or disables that feature if you want it. So you can actually use it as different keys. That's like an extra little option if you want to customize it. HDMI resolution should be on automatic if you're live streaming and you plug in your camera via HDMI, because that way you won't get the option for different modes for live streaming. So if you can't live stream, on this menu here, live view shoot enable, if you can't enable that, you need to come over to the mechanics and make sure that it is set here as auto. If it's set on 1080p, you won't get the option in the other menu, so they're interlinked. HDMI output, HDR output, you can turn that on or off. I should turn it off really, because I don't really like HDR effects in photographs. It basically gives you more saturation and makes the photos look deeper. That's what it is. Oh, one more menu there, number 5. So custom functions, you can set custom functions in the camera for different wheels. I won't get into that. That's like a more advanced type situation that you can set up. If you're at that level, you won't need my video to help you. You already know. Okay, clear settings, which resets it. Copyright information, you can add your name as the author of all photographs, so it gets imprinted in the photo files that are made. You can update the firmware here. Currently I'm on 1.0.2. I should check if there's an update available for the camera. And if I was to do that, I've made a whole separate video about how to update the firmware. And you basically put a memory card in and then update it. Next option there is a display level. So you've got screen shooting, menu display, mode guide, and feature guide. Mode guide is like if you're totally new and you turn that on, it gives you extra helpful hints and tips about taking photographs. I've been shooting for long enough to not need that. So yeah, that's like a basic thing there. And then you've got your own menu set up here. You can add your most used items in your own menu. And that is basically an overview of the Canon camera. Most of the cameras have similar menus, but I've given you a nice overview there with everything. We've done a number of these cameras. We've done the Canon G7X Mark III. We've done the Canon 250D. We're going to be working through every camera I've got, and then there's some more cameras coming. So make sure you stay tuned, and let's do a nice little ending for that little beauty there.